right of that place where we had this problem are on NNPC PROW, pipeline right of way. In other words, all those structures are illegal structures. No one had a right to go and build on those on that land, but people have done it. For now, we are not going. We just want to focus on ensuring that we have cleaned up the place, bring back normalcy. And I'm pleased to tell you that as of today, we have live fishes in the waters there. Our people have been working day and night. Our trucks,
thank you very
our
much,
gully suckers, they are there and they are working on that.
This conversation at another time. Thank you very much. So we'll take a short break now. When we come back, then we'll bring you another interesting conversation. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll take a short break now, and when we come back, we will continue the conversation. You're still on Sunrise. Don't go away. Yes, we're back again, and we're trying to sort out the issues we had with being able to hear Dr. Ibrahim properly. Just before we wrap up that conversation now, we'll just take one or two questions. Dr. Ibrahim, I reckon you can hear us clearly now, and we should be able to hear you. A number of people were sending Twitter messages saying that was subsidy for kerosene was it included in the budget for the last year? And I would expect that the CBN would know if that was included. Was it included in last year's budget?
Whether it is included or not included, the issue is, have we received any directive to stop?
Have we received any directive to stop?
We haven't. And to the extent that we haven't, we cannot just on our own unilaterally say that we wouldn't do what we have been doing statutorily.
Okay, Doctor, it's surprising that ex-President Yar'Adua gave an instruction or suggested in 2009, and you say that up until now, 2014, you have not been properly informed about the cancellation of subsidy on kerosene. That's hard to believe.
If anybody has evidence to the contrary that we have been properly communicated to on this matter, he or she should bring it. We don't have any instruction to that effect. And like I said before, NNPC will be happy when the subsidy regime is ended. We are put under tremendous pressure over this issue. We are not interested in it. We want to focus on our core business and not to be importing and at international prices and selling at regulated prices.
This conversation seemed to generate 2 points that we want to very quickly run through now. The first one is the issue of who is responsible for communicating a presidential directive to NNPC. Who's responsible for that?
The office responsible for oversight on supervising the parastatal. That is the ministry responsible for overseeing the affairs of the NNPC.
Okay, so you are saying, in essence, the Minister of Petroleum will be the appropriate person to communicate to the DG of NNPC and let him know that there is a presidential directive. Is not something you just read in the newspapers.
Thank you very much. That's exactly what we're saying.
That being the case, then, if the CBN governor is aware, and I reckon most likely the Minister of Finance will be aware, and most likely, or definitely, the supervising minister in charge of the agency, which is the Minister of Petroleum, should know. Are you implying by any chance that the Minister of Petroleum might have failed in their duty to get the message across?
Far from that. The minister might have his reasons, and I believe this will be communicated at the right time. I'm not in a position to speak about what informed what the minister's decision at the time he did what he did.
Okay, the final question then, just as we round up now. A number of people have responded to us on Twitter. They're watching and they're saying definitely they know the price of kerosene. I haven't bought kerosene for God knows how long, but those who are buying, who are on Twitter, they're saying that definitely they haven't found a place where they can buy kerosene for 40 naira as is the subsidized rate. What do you say to that?
We didn't say 40 naira. We release it to retailers at 40.9. They are to sell it at 50 naira. And when you go to NNPC mega stations, you will not buy kerosene at more than 50 naira. What we said is that when we give this kerosene to other distributors, we have no control over how they sell these products at the prices at which they sell them. There are agencies responsible for monitoring pricing. It is their job to ensure that this is done. It is not the responsibility of NNPC to go out policing or monitoring other participants in the market, whether they are selling at 50 naira or 100 naira. No, that is not our job. Our job is to ensure that there is the product and that it is given to distributors at 40.9, and we tell them the template is 50. When they leave our depots, we have finished as far as you're concerned with them.
Okay, just before I let you go, Dr. Ibrahim, where should Nigerians turn when they discover that what is given at our expense, taxpayers' money used to subsidize kerosene, and it's going to the retailers at 40.9, and they're expected to sell at 50 naira, and some of them, from what we gathered on Twitter now, they're selling at 120 and 130. Who should Nigerians turn to make sure that they revert back to what they're getting, so that they're not maximizing the profit they're making from a subsidized product?
There are agencies of government responsible for it. There is the PPPRA, for example, that is responsible for paying the differential between what we sell this to and what we import this. In other words, the subsidy price is paid by an agency. That agency, I believe, should be in a position to go and say, listen, this is what this product is supposed to be sold at, because we have paid a difference or the subsidy. Nigerians can also demand that this is their right. They know government has said this should be sold at 50 naira. So if it's sold at 50 naira and it's not being sold at 50 naira, they should ask for their right. One thing I can say is that you cannot go to any NNPC mega station and say that you have found they are selling this to you at 100 naira or so. They are selling it to you at the price we said they should sell it.
Okay. But Dr. Ibrahim, there's so few NNPC stations.
Okay.
Yes, there are so few. We're working hard to expand on this to make it across the country. But the point is this: we do not want to throw out every player from the market. No. Nigerians have a right to be in the oil and gas business. NNPC encourages and would encourage great participation by private sector in the industry. Okay, the issue is not whether we have as many retail stations, that is NNPC, as we should. The key thing, I believe, is to ensure that when a decision is taken, when a law is passed, that this thing is sold at 15 naira, authorities must ensure that it is implemented. Authorities must ensure that if anybody breaks or breaches that law or decision, he or she should be sanctioned. We know that you go to filling stations, you get things higher than what they are supposed to be. If every agency of government is to sit up and do its work the way it should, I believe that this will not continue.
Okay. Dr. Ibrahim, thank you very much for joining us this morning. Dr. Umar Ibrahim, Acting Group General Manager, Public Affairs over at the NNPC. Thank you very much for being with us this morning.
Can I? Yes, please. Thank you. Just I wanted to make one little clarification. You had asked why doesn't NNPC publish its audited accounts. NNPC is not a limited liability company, neither is it a PLC. It is a government corporation. We are accountable to the government, and the government is accountable to the people. That is the difference between us and limited liability companies or PLCs, where anybody can go and invest or subscribe to shares and would therefore want to see in public what his corporation or company is doing.
Okay, thank you very much,
Dr.
Ibrahim. We will continue again. I'm sure the controversy that has been generated by this is not likely to go away in the next few days. We look forward to having conversation with you again on this issue. Thank you. We'll take a short break now, and when we're back, we'll bring you another interesting conversation. Please don't go away.